What's going on, everyone? Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to talk about how I traveled to Japan and got to eat the Kirby food that you've all been wanting to see me talk about for a while now, as well as some other Nintendo adjacent food that I think will just spice up the video a little bit more. But then I realized after the fact, I went through all that effort, and realistically, I could just stay home and eat a delicious Maxim tomato all by myself, just at the comfort of my own home. This should be delicious. It's a Maxim tomato. Kirby eats these all the time, right? So we just. Why does he do that? I'd imagine that if you found yourself watching this video, there's gotta be a shred of you that wants to actually be in Japan for a little while, if you haven't yet, realizing that hey, Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics Games story mode simply isn't enough. And I can tell you firsthand now that yes, the nature and the general culture is amazing. It's so refreshing having to learn new basic things, like be nice to the gentle deer who just want a little snack, get ready to enjoy Japanese people doing a let's play of Yoshi's Island on normal television, that was cool, and buy a bottle of delicious Pocari Sweat and hold on to it for 8 hours because you can't find a trash can anywhere. It's great, and I'm already planning my next trip. Plus, if you're a fan of damn near anything, you can find something to contribute to the Japanese economy with. Bro, this Chikawa thing. Oh my god, it's everywhere. Oh, and have you heard of a little franchise called Dragon Quest? Oh my god, so much. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Like when I left, I just missed this Dragon Quest McDonald's collaboration, and oh my god, that's so cool. I wish I can go back. Johnsonville Sausage Gotcha Machine. Oh my god, yes. Mascots for so many different things show up in food products all the time too. It's pretty cool. I realize Americans do that as well because we have like Super Mario Galaxy movie themed trick cereal, but I mean, that's peak thing Japan. It is very much a real thing, okay? Mr. Donut had a special Pokemon event going on here, and I'm not gonna lie, the donuts were pretty mediocre, but damn it was still really cool. Even stumbled onto this neat pop-up museum for the Tales franchise. How cool is this? Of course, Nintendo's got a stranglehold on this country. Mario stuff, everywhere. Pokemon stuff, everywhere. The occasional Pikmin thing, that's always nice to see. And oh my god, there's so much Kirby stuff. Like finally, a Kirby pulling a carrot clock. Finally, dude. Sure, maybe pure video game sales aren't much of an indicator for this part, but as far as a straight up quantity of merchandise is concerned, I think Kirby and even Waddle Dee are probably the most widespread Nintendo characters over in Japan instead of Pikachu, of course. It's nuts. I knew I picked the right franchise. Finally, Kirby themed napkins to blow my nose or something. I don't know, whatever you do with your napkins is between you and Kirby. Now let's combine this with just how enticing the food is in Japan. You know, not only is some of the best ramen and fried rice you'll ever have down some alleyway in the middle of Tokyo for incredible prices, but the 7-Eleven egg sandos will get you through some incredibly dark times. They're delicious. McDonald's has some unique menu options that just spiked the serotonin of my American brain tenfold. I even stumbled upon this apparently internet viral restaurant called Chermside with the best damn steak sandwich I've ever had. Oh my god, it was incredible. And hell, even the airline food wasn't bad. It wasn't great. If I received this at an actual restaurant, I'd be furious, but I ate it over the center of the Pacific Ocean. Science is amazing. Obviously, going to Japan, it was going to be a big vacation for me, but also from the offset, I already wanted this to be an experience that I get to share with all of you watching at home. There's simply just a lot of things in Japan that we don't have anywhere else in the world, and as a Nintendo fan, I think some of these things are going to be of big interest. But I won't lie, when you go to Japan, a lot of the stuff is relatively affordable, and that's great, but simply getting to that destination, it can still be a little bit pricey, so it's time for the ad read, baby. Let's go. Nothing is scarier than realizing you're paying for some subscription service when you meant to eliminate it from your budget a long time ago. Everything is expensive nowadays, and that really sucks. And maybe you're kind of like me and you only subscribed to Paramount Plus to watch the new episodes of South Park, and then you wanted to move on with your life, and you forgot to unsubscribe. They really want these ads to be personalized, and I feel like every time I'm just talking about another subscription service for a singular cartoon that I like to watch, but I mean, I'm just telling you, man, that's how I live my life. Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Here's the one-sentence sales pitch. Rocket Money is an easy-to-use app that helps you save more and budget your money better. Do you need help lowering your bills, setting some budgets, and something that I know a lot of us struggle with, canceling unwanted subscriptions? Well, connect your bank account and Rocket Money will identify every single subscription you're a part of in one single list, and it may be able to help you cancel the ones you no longer want to be a part of with just a few taps. And who knows, with the money that you save, you may want to funnel that back into the things you actually want out of life, like being able to travel to the country we're going to be talking about today. That's right, we're cycling it all back into the main video. So what do you have to lose? Take control of your finances today. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen right now to get started for free. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video, and now we're traveling overseas, baby. I'd be remiss if I didn't first bring up my trip to the Nintendo Museum before anything else, because I mean, hey, there is food there after all, this totally counts. But guys, if you needed revalidation on this whole idea, yeah, the Nintendo Museum, it's pretty damn cool. Getting to see an actual museum of every single title that Nintendo has ever published, including a few third-party heavy hitters. There are trailers playing for most of the games they have on display. There are so many walls dedicated to specific characters with different toys and amiibo, the company's different efforts to get into the fitness category, all the different guns that they've ever put out over the years. It is just, oh, if you're a Nintendo fan, it's the coolest damn thing. And the gift shop, oh boy, the gift shop, what a dangerous place this is. Having a Nintendo shop that's dedicated to the consoles rather than purely game characters is such an interesting idea, and it turns out I really just want a handful of DS and Wii stuff. Like, oh my god, it's so sick. From these different blind boxes, I got a DS Fat keychain. From this other one, I got a Famicom sound box. That's really cool, plays the Famicom Disk System sound. Over at another Nintendo store, not at the museum, I got a Super Nintendo fidget toy. Had to get one of those. They had a bunch of really cool big stickers of Japanese box art. I love that. I have Pikmin 1, 3, and 4 now. No Pikmin 2. Shameful omission, but I accept it. And of course, the giant Wii remote. This is my most prized possession now. Oh, and dude, there's a book-off store right next to the museum. Now, book-off in Japan is where you get good deals. Like, you may think in America and Europe that, oh, used game prices are just so outlandish, and that is true, but even more so when you go to Japan and just see how cheap all these things are. Like, oh my god, it was so sick. I got complete in-box Pokemon typing on DS for like $50. It was incredible. But of course, the food. In a different section of the Nintendo Museum is a little restaurant called Hatenna Burger. Hardcore Nintendo fans will be familiar with the Hatenna name, as it was attached to Flipnote Studio back in the DSiWare days. Hatenna is a Japanese internet service company that partnered with Nintendo for a handful of things. Flipnote being the one most people remember, but also Miiverse and the Splatnet 2 application for the Switch Online app. Essentially, for Nintendo, if you created a thing, Hatenna would host it for you and share it with others in their own unique way. So Hatenna Burger, pretty similar idea. The menu does have a few preset options for the different sandwiches available. However, the main appeal is the Hatenna Burger set, where you customize your very own. You choose your bun from 3 different choices, the main ingredient from beef, chicken, fish, or mushroom for you veggie lovers out there, 3 out of a handful of toppings, as well as 1 sauce, and then boom, that's your burger. They advertise there's over 270,000 options because of this. Wow, you think anybody's gonna go for all that and rank all 270,000 options? I mean, that's content. And actually, if you look at the menu, it is pretty neat. They try to tell you which ingredient would benefit you rather than just letting you go in recklessly. I mean, you can do that, but if let's say if you wanted a mushroom burger with ketchup, that's supposed to satiate your pizza craving. I don't really trust their opinion on pizza over there, but you know, it may work. So for me, I did sukiyaki sliced beef with egg, green onion, and lotus root, as well as citrus pepper dashi sauce on a red bun. I went with the red bun because it looked kind of pink, and there was a big lack of Kirby in the Nintendo Museum, so it fits now, I guess. It's supposed to be like a purple potato-infused bun, but I don't know, it just tasted like a bun. At the end of the day, it was a very mediocre and very wet and sloppy burger. The taste was fine. That citrus dashi sauce was pretty refreshing, and I never really had lotus root before, but it turns out it's just kind of like really crunchy, and I couldn't really tell you what it tastes like, but it was very crunchy. You throw in some of their puffy potato fries, which I've never really had a potato of this consistency before. They were all right. A melon soda. We don't have many other melon flavored things in the States, so that was delicious. And a raspberry sweet potato dessert. And this had custard in it. It was delicious. Now, because this is all customizable, there must be better options out there, like maybe the chicken. That's probably delicious. But ultimately, my burger and the burger that all my friends got, I would say Hatenna Burger is pretty mediocre. But if you go to the museum, you may as well get food there, you know, complete the experience. Plus, you then get a little animated GIF of all the ingredients on your burger. So now I'll be able to look back on this and remember exactly what I got on that day. How amazing is this? And then you go outside and then, hey, look at that, it's a Kirby vending machine. There you go. I found the boy. Now, sadly, I did not get to go to the Universal Studios Park in Japan to try out the Toadstool Cafe at Super Nintendo World over there. Getting reservations for the Nintendo Museum as well as the Kirby Cafe, I was already pushing my luck. Nintendo World just simply wasn't in the cards. Besides, I've heard all the food there is incredibly average, which I guess is no different than Hatenna Burger, but I don't know. My review for this will have to wait for another time. I'm so sorry. I can't make the definitive Nintendo food video without it. I know I'm such a failure. But okay, I know a lot of you wanted to see me talk about the Kirby Cafe specifically, but before we get to that, yep, we also got snacks. So before we get to the Kirby stuff, yeah, there were some Mario themed gummies. These aren't so surprising. There's Mario themed stuff everywhere, even in the States, but these were unique. They had soda and melon flavored gummies, and there was supposed to be a wide range of patterns, including Mario, a coin, but there was very clearly supposed to be a Yoshi themed pattern in there, and I somehow didn't get one at all. There's a bunch of green Marios, not Luigi, it was green Mario, but no Yoshi. I feel like I got ripped off. And yeah, they were fine, they tasted fine. They had like a weird kind of sandy texture. It wasn't really a smooth gummy, so that was kind of off-putting, but taste-wise, they were fine. Ooh, okay, then there were Puyo gummies, and I love Puyo Puyo. I had to get the gummies for these. I mean, why not? It makes sense. I mean, they're already little jelly things, so you just make them fruit-flavored. Perfect. And yeah, they were better. They were better than the Mario gummies. That was a pretty low bar, but they did it. Similarly, they're supposed to have a bunch of different designs, and despite having so many gummies in the bag, I didn't get every design. That's kind of weird. Like, I feel like you would at the very least just make sure I get one of each type, but I got Carbuncle at least. Kudos to that. Oh, but the Pikmin gummies. Okay, now this was awesome because the gummies were 2 different flavors in one. There was a leaf on every single one of them that was independent from the little Pikmin at the bottom of them. So that's pretty cool, a good flavor combination. Once again though, didn't get every single option. And oh boy, I'm getting mad. I got at least one of every other type. Like I got one ice Pikmin and that's, okay, cool. But there was supposed to be a white Pikmin, but a white Pikmin I did not get, which I guess was gonna be a rare variant. So, they're just fruit gummies. Like, some are better than others, but they're all fruit gummies. You kind of know what you're gonna get. At least the packaging is cute. But on the topic of Pikmin real quick, I got this cute little box of Pikmin butter cookies, and what was adorable about them is realistically the cookie themselves are whatever. They were just pretty good butter cookies, but the whole gimmick of you have to pluck them out of their packaging, that's great. It's just a standard butter cookie. In America, you could do that with like anything, like Chips Ahoy, you can just have a little plucking gimmick and then cool, but that box, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that box now, but I'm gonna keep it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it now though, but it's cute. But I'll use this to segue into Kirby snacks finally. There was a box of Kirby cookies. They partnered with a brand called Captain Sweet's Burger. Never heard of them before. But once again, we had a very similar fancy looking box. You open them up and everything is presented to you like it's a gourmet snack. And it definitely was higher quality than the Pikmin cookies, that's for sure. I got these at the Kirby Cafe, so spoiler for some of the Kirby Cafe stuff. And they were cute. They were 6 little individually wrapped, really delicate cookies. And in the middle, there was like a sandwich, was a creamy strawberry square of creamy kind of white chocolatey strawberry. That was pretty good. It definitely tasted more gourmet, and it felt more gourmet with the soft cookie and the kind of creamy strawberry. So that was nice. And it came with stickers, so that's where the budget went. But now it's time we'll rattle off a bunch more Kirby stuff. I got this container, this hard container of strawberry hard candies, which once again, the candy itself is whatever. It's just a strawberry hard candy. They tasted fine, but the container is really cute because it's a little Kirby with a little floaty kind of protecting it. So once again, it's a snack that whatever, they'll come and go and I can move on with my life, but that container, I'll find some use for it. I don't know, Kirby squishy on it, and I had to buy it. I had to buy it. There was this chocolate brand in Japan called Crunky, which is just a damn funny name, and all the other normal Crunkies I had were good. They were just chocolate with some crunchy. Cool, Crunky it is. And of course, there was a Kirby-themed Crunky variant, and as expected, it was just strawberry, kind of like a strawberry white chocolate with a crunch in the middle, then normal chocolate. That's about it. Found these packets of mixed flavored gum, and this was interesting. The bags have a bunch of really tiny balls of gum flavors. It's otherwise fine. There's really nothing Kirby about this whatsoever, and both of these bags were pretty similar. It's just one had a soda flavor and one had a yogurt flavor. The gimmick with this, and I saw these a bunch in Japan, if you turn onto the back, if you take these two flavors, it's supposed to mimic this other flavor. Wow, the combinations are not endless, but you can take these 6 flavors and somehow get like 20. Ain't that magical? They're fine. They're flavored gumballs, and it's cool. And since they're so small, you can just take a few of them. I don't know. They would say, oh, if you take these 2, it'll taste like this totally different fruit, and it doesn't. But because you read the back of it and you picture that fruit now, it kind of tricks your brain into thinking it's just flavored gum. But I guess because they're little balls, it's Kirby themed. I found a Kirby Play with Waddle Dee tin, and when you open it, it says, "Let's eat and get bigger." These are just generic little crunchy sugar candies that were very hard, so you have to make sure your chompers are good to crunch them. Once again, this will be something I just keep now in my closet, and I'll remember in 5 years when it's covered in dust, like, oh yeah, I remember I got that. Let's eat and get bigger. That's it. It's just generic candy. Oh yeah, I forgot to take this out of the batch when I filmed the dumping it on my desk, but I found a Kirby-themed bath bomb. Ooh, I'm gonna have a good night ahead, and let me tell you what. I gotta mention too that there were some things that I simply couldn't bring back to the States. Like I did find a Kirby wrapper for an onigiri at, I believe, 7-Eleven or Family Mart, one of the two. Obviously, I couldn't bring that to do a tasting over here, but I did also get to try the one that I did really want to try was this kind of interesting bubbly drink where basically, for one, it just had Kirby on the container, so of course I was gonna buy it. And it's this interesting science experiment where it's a normal kind of jelly beverage, and then you pour this powder in it and mix it with the straw that's included, and then it foams up like a lot. And that foam was pretty sour. So I got this sour foam with a sweet, I believe it was an apple flavored. I don't remember the flavor at this point. It was either apple or strawberry. Those are the only flavors that any Kirby thing is. And it was good. It was an interesting combo to have a sweet and sour drink all in one, and then the science experiment part of it. That was cute. I was in my hotel room, and then they were playing Zootopia on the TV, so I got to have a unique experience of trying this sour and sweet Kirby beverage, watching Zootopia in Japanese, so. And then this is proof that I am not a food YouTuber. I don't have the footage anymore of me trying the ramen, just because I'm an idiot. I am not a food YouTuber, so this is how you're getting this format. It was fine though. It was flavored ramen. You just gotta trust my word on this. You see the container, you've seen ramen, I think you kind of know what to expect with this. It was fine. So, sorry about that. And last but certainly not least, I got a Christmas stocking, that one right there, from the Kirby Cafe store, because why not? Twas the season when I picked this up after all. Surely it's filled with a ton of Kirby things that's all gonna be filling this entire stocking, and that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case at all. I'm a little disappointed in that, honestly. I got a Kirby coin pouch, which, okay, that makes sense. Coins, you need to have a bag for coins in Japan. There were these little bags of pizza-flavored puffy snacks that had Kirby branding on them. That was fine. If you had any pizza-flavored anything in the past, it kind of just tastes like oregano and Italian seasoning, barely any cheese. And then that was it for the Kirby stuff. There was like a crunchy ramen snack and a corn pottage puffy snack. Okay, we're here to talk about the Kirby snacks, and that was it for the Kirby bag. Kinda disappointing, but the stocking had Chef Kawasaki on it, so that's pretty sick. Next Christmas, oh, it's gonna be a hoot. And that does it for all the different Nintendo and adjacent and Kirby snacks that I could find. I'm sure there are plenty I missed, because every single aisle, you never know. It's not like there was some crazy display like, oh, get the Kirby Crunky here. No, it was just in the middle of all the Crunkies and all the other snacks, there was a pink bag with Kirby on it. So I had to hunt for a lot of these. So that's all I got. I'm so sorry I couldn't do a more in-depth review of the Kirby Ramen. I am such a failure. But okay, finally, that's it. All the preamble is out of the way. We can finally talk about my experience at the Kirby Cafe. Kirby is partnering with a sushi chain, Kura Sushi, for a limited time for exclusive Kirby-themed sushi rolls. Oh, son of a... so luckily there's a Kura Sushi by me. I took my tired ass outside, drove to the nearest Kura Sushi, and hey, would you look at that? It's Poyo time. Now the way this is supposed to work is if you show a server at a Kura Sushi your rewards app, of which I do have, after spending at least $85, which is not hard to do with a few people going, you would either get a 3-piece cup set from when the deal started on December 1st, or starting January 14th, get a nice old blanket instead, and you can get that until the end of the event at the end of January 2026. And my location ran out of both items. Hell yeah, I guess I gotta go to a restaurant just to enjoy the food. Hey, that's cool. But they still had a deal where if you submit 15 plates into this little machine and watch the cutscene happen on the TV, a little gacha ball will pop up and you can get a little goodie. Once again, I had multiple people coming with me, so we got to have many attempts at the gacha balls, and there was a whole lot of these really basic acrylic standees, which are fine, I guess, but I did get the eyeglasses wipe. So that's kind of cool. If you like sushi at all, then Kura Sushi, you already know it's pretty good. This conveyor belt system, I love sushi places that do this, and more times than not, the offerings at Kura Sushi are delicious. So hey, when you have Kirby showing up now, why not? You may think that, oh, how can we make Kirby work at a sushi place? Well, you put all the sushi rolls on a little block of egg, and now it's a warp star. You get it? It's totally Kirby now. There was the Kirby roll that had avocado. It was covered in a pink mayonnaise and had some crunchies on it. It was pretty good. Not incredible, but when you get the whole roll with the egg, it does give you a kind of unique flavor composition, and it was tasty. Not incredible, but fine enough. You're already there. Why not have a Kirby roll? The Waddle Dee roll, on the other hand, had some sweet chili on it, and it was a little bit spicier. That was the winning roll right there. It's interesting. These are rolls that could realistically be on the menu at any time, and it's just because they're pink and then kind of orange and red do they make it feel like it's kind of a Kirby thing. I mean, it's fine. Kura Sushi does collaborations all the time. Last year they did one with Pikmin, and then for the red Pikmin they just covered like a basic sushi roll and a ton of red crunchies. Cool, man. That was lame. I am by no means gonna review every single time a Nintendo collaboration comes to Kura Sushi, but the fact that a Kirby collaboration dropped while I was making this Kirby food video, I had to go. Now, wake me up when they do a Fling Smash Kura collaboration next. That, you know, I'm all down for that. But okay, for real this time, no more sugarcoating it. We're finally gonna talk about my experience with the Kirby Cafe. I'm sorry, I can't help it. There were just so many other like Kirby and Nintendo themed food items that I can pick at, and like the Kirby Sushi thing at this time, like the timing is crazy. I should really make like a Kirby cookbook or something. There's just so many things to talk about. We'll get to that later. Here we go now, the main event, the Kirby Cafe. Hell, outside of the Nintendo Museum, this was the main thing I wanted to do when I got to Japan. I mentioned earlier about the reservation process, and yeah, it's a little bit intense. What, you thought you can just walk into the Kirby Cafe like it's a Chili's and then just bring as big of a group as you want and then get catered to? No, absolutely not. Had to go onto a website and then basically just hope and pray that I was able to get a table for, at the very most, 2 people, because anything above that, good luck, not gonna happen. And you gotta reserve weeks ahead of time too. For the month of December when I went, the ticket reservations went up on November 10th at 1 a.m. Pacific time. And the tickets go by fast too, boy. When I got onto there, the only option that was available was a random Thursday at 10:15 a.m. Great, Kirby for breakfast. But hey, that means I got it. And I locked in for this event, man. I wore my finest Nintendo jacket and holiday Mario scarf, got on one of the convenient trains to go over to the Tokyo Skytree where the restaurant is located, and I realized after the fact that if you look at the footage, I was actually accidentally sitting in a woman-only car, which at this point, I didn't even know was a thing. So I felt terrible about that. But I mean, please, just, if you go to Japan and go on the trains, be careful. Don't be like me. I didn't realize this was a thing. Oh, it's totally a thing. The Tokyo Skytree area is beautiful. It's kind of like this giant indoor mall, but then also there's this obvious big tall building that you can go up and get a nice view of the entire area, including the Sizzler that's right across the street. Hell yeah. And when I went, there was even a holiday festival going on here with a bunch of different food and some attractions. It was pretty damn cool. But I was there to eat some Kirby. Had to go up a few escalators, make a few turns, get some directions, but there we see it. We see the menu. Oh baby, it was time. My whole life was preparing me for this one moment. The interior decor is so cool. It was so wintry at the time too. A lot of fake snow all over the place, and I got seated at a really good area to get a great view of Wispy Wood's ass. Flipping through the menu, it's so wild seeing a food menu advertising a brand new Nintendo Switch 2 game, but if it was gonna be any franchise, I'm not surprised it's Kirby. But man, looking at all these pictures, I wanted to try every single thing here. It all looked pretty good. It didn't come off like the Nintendo Museum Hatenna burger where it was just get your food and get out. They really put in some effort in making this food not only look really appetizing from a fan service perspective, but also fill it up with a bunch of different meats and vegetables. It was just a really full meal wrapped up in nice presentation. This is awesome. Everything looked good and perfectly gimmicky. The Kirby burger, that was the obvious one. They even had a winter variant going on where they put like a little cheese scarf on Kirby and Waddle Dee's face. That's adorable. But for me, I had to go against the norm. Besides, my partner got the Kirby burger. That'll get the job done. Sorry, I saw the car Kirby container and knew this was gonna be the meal for me. Just this giant ceramic Kirby, which you can buy in the gift shop if you want, and it was just filled with sliced roast beef and garlic fried shrimp. There was this little star egg sandwich that had egg salad, ham, and cucumber in it. That was delicious. A little micro tomato with a little mustardy M written on it. Way better of an idea than what I did earlier in the video. Some broccoli, a nice flaky biscuit, a minced carrot ball Waddle Dee, and a fluffy ramen flavored elfin dessert. This was a whole meal. It was one of the most expensive things on the menu, but I got to have a variety of different food options and it was all really good. That star egg sandwich was the most interesting thing though, because yeah, it's an egg sandwich, but the bread is egg. They sealed egg inside of the egg with ham and cucumber in it. I'm sorry, man, but Japan very clearly knows what to do with eggs, way more than anyone else can. They had special themed drinks as well, so of course I had to get the bubbly green greens drink. It advertised blue and green color, as well as having red bubbles and an apple flavor. It was a sparkling apple drink with some pearls in it. Nothing too crazy, but the sliced apple star garnish, that was a nice touch. And then the dessert, and this was awesome because it was themed off of the brand new DLC for Kirby and the Forgotten Land on Switch 2, Star-Crossed World, because we have the Car Mouth Kirby cake, which you've probably seen before. It's strawberry flavored, has a little pretzel stick in the front. That's really fresh and damn near refreshing. But there was also all this sparkling meteor jelly to mimic what happens in the game, so that's really cool. You finish that off with some cookies and a whole lot of matcha powder. This was so good. God, and then right before this video came out, they announced they're gonna be doing a Kirby Air Riders themed menu item for a limited time through the summer. Oh man, this place is incredible. Going on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, this was the perfect amount of food. Alongside the Kirby burger, which was also pretty good and better than the Hatenna burger, we got to share the Orange Ocean drink, which was just a nice orange creamsicle beverage. That was pleasant. The Waddle Dee omurice was very clearly calling out to us because it's just the cutest thing I ever damn did see. Maybe for next time. And then earlier when I mentioned how cheap food can be over here, okay, so I paid for 2 drinks, 2 entrees, and dessert. Everything cost roughly $75 for a gimmicky place like a Kirby themed cafe. That's insane. And then, just like your local favorite Cracker Barrel, there was a gift shop on your exit as well. But instead of toys and snacks from the 50s, it's a bunch of Kirby stuff that I guess I have to buy. Cause it's not just generic Kirby stuff littering up this shop, it's Kirby Cafe specific themed goods. Coasters, there's a big old ceramic case of a burger, I picked that up. They have random boxes of Kirby goodies from this company called Rement that always does some really good Kirby stuff. There's other figurines like Nendoroids, you can get a bath bomb here, even the receipt is really cool. Look at this art on the receipt, oh my god. And this is where I got the Christmas boot filled with a few goodies. When in Japan, you know, you may as well. Pink makes you twinkle. Don't you dare say that to me. The Tokyo Skytree is crazy, man, because you'll leave the Kirby Cafe, go exploring for a little bit, and then hey, look at that! A Kirby Cafe store with more Kirby stuff. Wow! So it's just another gift shop of Kirby Cafe goodies. So if you want to shop at the place that didn't have the restaurant, and you second guess yourself, and then hey, I may as well buy this, here you go. But they also had unique food. They had special bubble drinks that came with a little Kirby that goes on a straw. And then they had themed buns. Oh my goodness. I mean, I was so full from the Kirby Cafe. If I had known, I would have saved some room, but damn it, Kirby buns. Better be there next time I go, I'll be prepared. But I did get the basic apple drink. I did so much walking in Japan, a little bit of a sugary beverage, ain't gonna do too much harm, and it was a great way to cap off my Japan experience. I did do a whole lot more than just Kirby and Nintendo stuff, but that doesn't make for as interesting of a video, so. It's all about Kirby, baby. Thank you to everyone for indulging me in a pretty different AntDude video. I wanted to try something different, starting off 2026 strong, but don't worry, we got more typical gaming videos coming very, very soon. But now, if you excuse me, I do have a Kirby-themed bath bomb I still need to try out, and I have the perfect partner for the job. Bye, everyone.